Hi everybody, how you doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. I just wanted to do a video comparing my two gigging guitars, because I do solo acoustic gigs mainly. I've got my Alvarez Masterworks, so MD60 EGB, and my Epiphone inspired by Gibson J45. The Alvarez I've had longer. I've had probably just over a year, I think, maybe longer than that. And this Epiphone I only bought a couple of months ago, and you'll have seen videos on each of them. And the modifications that I've done to both to suit my gigging needs. So on the Epiphone, I took the Fishman Piezo Sonitone pickup or Sonicore pickup out of it because I didn't like it at all. It was very hard to dial in a decent sound, and I had issues with the saddle and all sorts of stuff. So I took that out and put in the rare earth humbucker, and that's just been great. It's just nice to kind of, in a noisy pub where you don't get a chance for a decent sound check, you can just pretty much plug and play and then tweak as you go along, and you know you're going to get pretty much a decent sound. And obviously it goes through the IR pedal I mentioned in the last video as well, the Nux Ultima Air, which kind of gives it a little bit more body. Just use that as a preamp really. So that's good. And then with the Alvarez, I did a similar thing. I took this had an LR bags in it, which I didn't like either. Maybe I just don't like undersaddle pickups, I don't know. I took that out and put in a DeArmond Tone Boss. And that's a really underrated pedal. It's passive, so it doesn't have any battery, so it's more like an electric guitar pickup. And it's fairly low output, but it's actually not much lower than the rare earth humbucker. You know, it's not a huge difference. And I know that this is always going to be there if my batteries go part way through, and I don't be fiddling about with batteries in my break in between sets in a pub on a Friday night. You know, those tiny little battery watch batteries. So I can just kind of plug this in and go all night and leave it plugged in as well. It's great. And also I just moved the strap button on this as well because it was on the heel. So you can see my screen and stuff there, but very shiny guitar. It was in here, and then I moved it to here because I just don't like the position that it goes in when it's here. Put it in the heel. I'd emailed Alvarez just to double check there was nothing vital in there that I was going to be drilling through, and they got back to me within about an hour via email and said no, that's fine. You can move the strap button without any structural damage, so that's cool. So I did that, and that was really helpful of them. And so you're going to hear them. I'm going to play a couple of bits, nothing spectacular, and similar stuff, not exactly the same. So it's not a really scientific kind of comparison, but you'll get the idea of how they both sound, and they do sound different. In my opinion, in the room. And when I've gigged it, the Alvarez is brighter. It's a lighter guitar as well. It's a bit toppier. Plays more like an electric. It's got a kind of thinner neck, and it has a lower action actually as well. I mean, you could get that on here, but this just feels a bit more electric-y. And electric-y, is that a word? But it is now. And then the fingerboard or the string spacing is slightly wider. It's only like a tiny, tiny bit, but you can feel it. You can notice the difference. And then the J45 feels like an old pair of slippers a bit more. It's and I don't mean that in the bad sense, but it's got a really more comfortable neck for me for longer gigs. Just fits the shape of my hand slightly better. It's slightly chunkier, and the string spacing is narrower because I don't have super long, slender fingers, unfortunately. I probably picked the wrong instrument to play. I should have been a drummer. But yeah, so they both have the pros and cons. This is darker, a little bit quieter, but I think it just still needs to open up a little bit. It is starting to, I've noticed a difference because I've been gigging it a lot. I've been pretty much playing this the whole time at gigs. It is opening up, and I'm just going to keep playing it until it does. So I like both of them for different reasons, and they both play differently. So see what you think. And if you're in the market for either of these guitars, and that's why you've clicked on this, I would suggest you go and try them if you can. If you're in the UK, you can find these in lots of places, so it should be okay. Because they do feel different, and then it's just down to what you prefer. I mean, I like both because I want all the guitars, but yeah, so I hope you enjoy it.
never knew the stars could shine so